Hello, my name is Marcus Ruiz Evans, current director of Yes California Campaign for Independence. This is a Yes California speech to all Californians. Recent news is more evidence that America is falling apart, as we here at Yes California have predicted for almost the better half of a decade. Recently, Californians have been discussing two articles in the news. They view these items as distinct from each other, but they are, in fact, inexorably connected. The new Texas abortion bill that allows for private citizens to be punished for any attempt to help a woman get an abortion, and the horrific and mismanaged exit of the American military from the country of Afghanistan. No one will point this out to you, but we will. We have been saying what is going to happen in the future to America for years. These two events are only more evidence of our predictions we made years before the mainstream media. Many Americans are saying to themselves the horrible exit from the occupied land was just a fluke, a mistake. No, you are wrong. It is a pattern of failure for the American military that goes back 2 decades and is on display to everyone, enemies and allies alike. I'm not blaming the actual military, but rather the civilian leadership that all military have to swear an oath to follow. This is the civilian administration's fault. George Bush started the disastrous war in Iraq. He said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were not. He said that America would be welcomed as liberators in that country. They were not. He said Iraq would turn into a functioning democracy. It did not. In fact, it's more like a failed state than during the time of Saddam. The war was illegal in Iraq, and the administration lied to the entire world and allies about weapons of mass destruction. America actually lost the war in Iraq. The Anbar Awakening was what actually won that war for America, when the American military stopped fighting the Sunni tribes of the Anbar region and bribed them and stood next to them as allies after they executed and killed American soldiers. Look it up. Read, the U.S. military admitted it could not win a war against the people of the Anbar region who had only AK-47s and 1970s era bombs. Look up the Anbar Awakening. Barack Obama started a disastrous war in Libya, now a complete and total failed country, caught in perpetual civil war where the quality of life has been degraded to the lowest on the African continent. Yes, that's because of Obama. He also led the disastrous pullout of Iraq, which led to the formation of ISIS, which he incorrectly called and misevaluated the Junior League of Terrorism, massively underestimating their impact and allowing them to sweep across the region, destabilize multiple countries, and create chaos of unparalleled proportions. Donald Trump was seen as a buffoon on the world stage, and all allied nations wondered aloud if America had lost its ability to be a functioning country at all, or a democracy during his entire term as President of America. Joe Biden now orchestrates the worst pullout of an occupied nation since the Soviet pullout of Afghanistan in the 1970s when they lost entire divisions. This pullout of the American military will go down as one of the worst military events in the last 100 years and as desperate an evacuation effort as Dunkirk. You may see these as isolated, but the entire planet, allies, and American enemies see it as related. Bungled operations for each president, 4 in a row, over a 2-decade length of time. That spells to the entire world, allies and enemies, friends and foes, that America can't seem to do anything right anymore in foreign policy, no matter what president and no matter who's in charge. America could not get Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan functioning. It could not create militaries with untold amounts of dollars and training and the best equipment the world could provide that could actually battle against ISIS and the Taliban. That's 3 failed states and 2 failed militaries. In 2012, we at Yes California predicted that the American empire was crumbling and the era of a post-American order was coming upon us. And the positive note that California was uniquely situated to not only survive but lead the entire New World era throughout the next century. We said don't hold on to America because it's failing. Don't worry about American military protection because it's failing spectacularly every year. We were more right than we ever could have predicted. Again, not a slight on the actual military. They have to follow the orders of the civilian administration as per the Constitution of the United States of America. civilian administration that decided to stock the Supreme Court with all conservative judges for the first time in 50 years, rolling back the era of a march for progress of civil rights that most of us have only known throughout our entire waking life. This has encouraged conservatives across America to push extreme visions of conservative values in order to set up legal challenges for the conservative Supreme Court, or to word their laws in a way that they know the Supreme Court will not get entangled in having to review their laws and possibly strike them down. Recently, we saw the Texas government figure out a way to do just this, how to word a law that effectively bans abortion rights in Texas in a way that they knew the Supreme Court would likely not review, and they knew could affect abortion rights across everyone in all states in America. We have no proof that the Texas legislature worked with the Republican-controlled federal court, but we do know that all of these people shared ideas and sick fantasies of what a rollback on the rights of Americans should look like. This should not be a surprise to Californians. Conservative states have been attempting to pass another law that allows anyone to receive a gun right and concealed carry license, and that it has to be recognized in any state. The goal of this Republican plan? To destroy California rights to protect ourselves from gun violence by creating a law that effectively says that any gun laws in Texas also apply to California. The abortion law that you're talking about now is only a sign of more things to come. 2 years before this, Republicans tried a multi-state concealed carry change to the law, which can still happen. This is a pattern. They will continue to do this. They will continue to leverage the conservative Supreme Court to chip away at our rights here in California. Expect more law challenges, not challenged by the conservative Supreme Court, that allow states to chip away at the protections we enjoy in California and our ability to stand for civil rights as we have always known them here in California. This is the same conservative Supreme Court that has already upheld many of Trump's procedures as legal during the Biden administration, especially when it comes to immigration and refugee matters. The court has ruled in a manner that is absolutely opposite of how we in California would like things to be. And this happened during Biden. California values are being chipped away when it comes to how immigrants and desperate children are treated in America. There is no way out for you, California. You may think the next election will solve this. Biden was supposed to be the election that fixed these problems. The Supreme Court still attacks. Biden acts like Trump on the border situation, oil drilling expansion, refugees, and war, and he is clearly as incompetent as Donald Trump in foreign policy. You may think we only need more Californians influencing the federal government to make things fixed. There are many Californians already in the federal government, more than at any time before in American history. The vice president, the House Speaker, multiple cabinet positions, and all of these Californians, at a level saturating the federal government as never seen before in 2 centuries, did absolutely nothing to stop the Texas abortion law, the failure of Afghanistan, and the blocking of a Supreme Court removing all of our rights. Or make sure that we got our stimulus checks in time, that minimum wage was raised, and that our stimulus checks were $2,000. They failed on all of those things. You removed Donald Trump, California, and things are still not working in America. You got Californians in a position of power in the federal government, California, and things are still not working in America. What is the plan? Try even harder? Einstein, perhaps the most intelligent man in America, said trying the same thing and expecting different conclusive results is the sign of stupidity. Why are we not following his leadership? Perhaps it's time to try something different. A conversation about a different plane of existence for us here in the world's 5th largest economy. Perhaps we can become a territory like Puerto Rico, which would at least give us some distance from the dumpster fire that's happening across our border and across the 395 freeway. Or we could continually chip away at federal power, as our last 3 governors have done, all by ignoring federal orders and having California do its own laws on things like trade, climate, immigration, and coronavirus protocols famously, and during both the Trump and Biden administrations. Or perhaps it means backing what 32%, 1/3 of California people said in 2017 February, when they asked for full-blown separation from America. Things are burning down and not working. Would you like to get on a ship without a life raft? Would you own a home without insurance? Why is it wrong to have a life raft home insurance dialogue right now? Things are only going to get worse. Why is it not okay for Californians to have a conversation about what do we do now that everything else has failed? The American military will continue to be used in a manner that results in failure. California rights will only continue to be removed. And your big plan to bring back America to normal failed just as spectacularly as the Afghanistan withdrawal. Time to think of a new path. This is California. We constantly dream here, and we make our dreams reality. My name is Marc Ruiz Evans. I am the author that started the CalExit movement in 2012. I was the research director for Sovereign California throughout 2014 and 2015. I was the vice president of Yes California from 2015, 2016, and 2017. I was president from Yes California from 2017 to 2021, and I am now the chief executive officer of Yes California in 2021. And yes, I am a committed California secessionist because I see no other option. Thank you and good night.